Hey guys, Xander here with another Alpha Strike video, and today we're going to be doing another Ravnica Allegiance draft. So, hope you guys have all had some time to jump in and play with the new cards. Definitely a shift from what we saw with the original Ravnica, with Ravnica. Before we get back here with the Allegiance, but the Guild Wars was definitely a lot of different feel to it. Yeah, like I said, first draft I enjoyed, had fun, learned a little bit. I believe our record was 2-2, so not too shabby. That's again, for those who've seen a lot of our videos, we talked about this in the past. It's kind of our target is to at least 2-2 gets us half of our gems back, and we end up walking away with 6 packs, including the 3 that we opened. So it helps us build to our standard stuff, which as we get a few more drafts, hopefully we'll start to be able to throw out some more standard content and be able to build some decks of the new cards as that standard metagame shifts. But anyways, enough about that. Let's jump into our next draft. Alrighty, so breeding pool, which, yeah, that's the only bad thing about, like, at this point, we're early on in the set. I don't have a lot of these cards, and breeding pool, one of those cards we would be looking to grab. So we may or may not. We'll see. Racketeers, a little high cost, I think, for what we're doing there, for the power level. 4/4. Right now, goblins, the best, I think, out of the uncommons, puts us, solidly into Gruul. Final payment would probably in all honesty, if I'm excluding this rare, be between the goblin and the final payment. But I'm going to take the breeding pool. I would love to go Simic again. I love Simic. So we're just going to take the breeding pool and see what we got. We got something not Simic, and Kaya's Wrath. Very, very good card. Rumbling Ruin, Screaming Shield, nothing fantastic there. Brawl, we're going to go ahead and take Kaya's Wrath, though. Best power level of all the cards. So here we go. We got the Growth Chamber Guardian. At worst, 2/2. Becomes a 4/4. Definitely on curve what we want it to be trying to do. Sky Tether, though, is a good card for Kaya's Wrath. Outside of that, Eyes Everywhere is mediocre. Runner's decent. Savage Smash is good. We're going to go ahead and take the Growth Chamber Guardian. Though, let's just say, this is week 4, week 5, and I've got a good portion of all these cards, I probably would have, again, taken Final Pack into Kaya's Wrath into Sky Tether is probably where we would be. But we're going to take the Growth Chamber here. So, typically, as I'm always saying I'm always, but the way we typically look at our drafts is the first 3 to 4 picks, we're picking the cards with the highest power level, regardless of colors, and from there we'll start to find our home. Fireblade Artist, really good. Wood doesn't play with any of the cards that we have. Hybrid is okay. The Guildgate splash is pretty good. Sphinx's Insight splash is pretty good. So Ill-Gotten Inheritance isn't bad. I mean, I've seen it played, had it played against us quite a few times. we could end up being somewhat of a gate control deck again, potentially. If that's the case, you know, Guild Gate is reasonable. Get the point is very reasonable. We haven't played this card yet, but then it's 3 cards we're not gonna play. You know, at worst, this is 1 card we're not gonna play. So, with that said, we get the point, you know, could still get into here as a Sphinx's Insight can play there, or we can go Bant style. So I think or we could go with the hybrid, which is just another 2-drop, and that's, you know, very reasonable for curve, whether we stay Simic or we can get into Gruul theoretically as well. So I'm actually going to take the hybrid here. With all that being said, there. So green is definitely going to be kind of our base color, and we can definitely splash into several other colors with gates, because the ram is really good. So we're going to go ahead and take the ram here. Other possibilities could be, you know, a shimmer possibilities, or the slinger, or even just a guild gate. Sneak, yes, absolutely. Puts us very much into the Simic route. And we're definitely going to want to pick up some gates now. Caretaker, Quench. For me, out of here, it's between Quench and the Guild Gate. Guild Gates are kind of priority with this over Quench, so we're going to take the Azorius Guild Gate here. We're going to go ahead and move Kaya's Wrath right now just to our sideboard. Just get it over here there for a minute. The Rally to Battle is very reasonable, but I think we're just going to pick up the Simic Guild Gate. Also, of note, I really do like the Sage's Row in this style of deck where we're maybe low to the ground early. This helps set you up on your curve. We're going to take the Simic Guild Gate, though. So we're back to our pack now. No, we're not. This looks like it's our pack, but I don't see, we could maybe splash red out of this. I don't see us playing black. Night of Last Breath seems a little underwhelming, but the Caretaker is very much underwhelming. We could just take another body here, and that's probably what we're gonna do. You know, 3 power for 3. May not get played. So here, now we're back to our original pack. Duelist, the Shield. We're potentially splashing white. Caragal, Veteran, the Giant, or the Duelist. I don't know if we're really, well, you know, it could be combat trick. If we splash white, top of the curve, let's go ahead and just take Duelist this time. So I think we take Sky Tether here, definitely in our white splash. The Guild Gate's very, very reasonable if we take that with, you know, our Sneak and our Ram. But I think we'll have the chance of picking up, we got 4 more picks, probably 1 more Guild Gate we can get over the 4 picks, but getting a Tether this late in the draft, we kind of have to take it. Between the Veteran and the Vampire is just going to be better. Sentinel's Mark, that's that flash enchantment. So it's a combat trick potentially that stays on. We haven't played with it yet. We'll grab it. It may not make our main. Lock it over. Open the gates. I think I'd rather have a turn 1 play potential than to lock it. So that's where we at. Pack 1. Pack 2. We got Electro Dominance. Very sweet card. I mean, doesn't fit what we're doing. Windstorm Drake doesn't fit where we're at right now. Trollbred. Probably where we're gonna go with the Thunder Shaman. I'd love if we were Gruul. This would be a fantastic pickup. Quench, love Gross Bile, but not really our deck per se. Griffin is reasonable, but we could pick that up later potentially. But we're gonna take the Guardian here. Chillbringer, Gate Colossus. Again, if we're into the gates, this is where we want to be. So this again prioritizes gates, which is what we're going to do with these. Ooh, we got Biomancer's Familiar. No idea what this is, so let's check this guy out. Activated abilities: creature you control costs 2 less to activate. Can't reduce to less than 1. Next time target creature adapts, it adapts as though it had no +1 counters. Oh, so you can just continue to adapt. The 2-drop, it's a rare. Haven't had a chance to play with it yet. The only other card really consider would be Guildgate or the Admonition. Let's go ahead and just grab the Feeling Familiar. Engineer, Brawl. We'll go ahead and just grab the Engineer. So, you got 2 gates and the Sphinx. We're going to go ahead and grab the Sphinx on this, though I would be very tempted to take that Simic Guild gate. So this is kind of tough. This is where, you know, later in the format we'll know a little bit more of that priority of the guild gates. We've got 3 Gate Matters cards right now. I just don't know how high impact that is versus helping our Sneak get in, our Ram reducing and buying back our Colossus is. We've got only 2 gates right now. I'm actually going to take the Simic Guild gate here. Skitter Eel is probable, most likely here. Spire Mangler is a pretty decent card. 2/1 flash, not that we play it, but just want to point it out. Target creature flying you control gets +2/+0 until end turn. Junk Troller's good butt. Got a little booty. Then of course Consigns, you know, reasonable. But we're gonna go with the Skitter and Eel here. Ooh, good pickup there. Love that. So we're gonna grab our Frilled Mystic. It's between the Guild Gate or the Torrent. So the thing about the Torrent, and I think so some may think, you know, with this converted mana cost, Torrent is kind of a control card, but I think Torrent fits best into a tempo style deck where you're looking to chip in that last little bit of damage. And I think that would be more where we'd be. So I'm going to actually grab that Torrent here for now. Growth Spiral or Quench. I think this is where we pick up the Quench, though we could be tempted to take the Senate Griffin here. I'm going to take the... I haven't tried the Applied Biomancy, so turn creature gets +1 and returns. So again, we're talking tempo. That's reasonable. Haven't played with that yet. Let's go with. Love the art. Just love the card. 3/2 flyer for 4 is very reasonable. Scrying 1. This is actually a pretty difficult pick, I want to say. Because I can make cases for all 4 of these cards. We could use a 3 power flyer, absolutely. A counter spell on what we're looking to do turn 2. We don't really have a lot of great turn 2 options, so you know, Growth Spiral is. I think we'll have a chance to maybe pick this up later in a pack or later in this pack, or not this pack itself, but in our pack 2 portion of the draft. Let's take Quench here. Not excited about any of this. We'll just go ahead and take the Azorius Locket. Nice pick. Tower Defense is a card I'm interested in, but we want the Guild Gate here. Probably. So I'd be between these 2 right now. I'm going to pick up another Guild Gate. We got the opportunities now. Later, we may not. Beast. We need to go on the top end. Controller. And then we're going to wrap it up with the Watchdog. Alright, so pack 3. If this was pack 1, regardless, I'm probably Bedevil. If there was a limited amount of potential on these cards, Devil's going to be our pick. Just, again, rare draft, kind of where we might be headed. But the Wayfinder, it's a 2-drop, helps find... Yeah, not helps find because it just puts it on the top, unfortunately. But it filters through the chaff a little bit. Again, it's a 2-drop, something we're looking to do. We're not playing this in... We're just going to take the Wayfinder here. Okay, so this is a fantastic pack, unfortunately. So, Mass Manipulation... XX, 4 blue, gain control of X target creatures, Planeswalker. Great over the top card. High Alert, not something we're probably looking to play at. Sharkto Crab, though. 4/4, adapt. Whenever 1 or more counters put on a Sharkto Crab, tap target creature, opponent controls that creature doesn't tap during its controller's next untap step. Then, of course, we also have Arrow Monoculus. Oh, really like to play with that card. This card probably fits into our deck better. It's tempo with, you know, something like Biomancer's Familiar. It allows us to continually tap down a creature. So I'm actually probably going to take Sharkto Crab over Mass Manipulation. We got the Lizard Griffin. We're going to go ahead and go with the Galloping Lizard here. Okay, Incubation's good. We got a Hero Precinct 1. This would be a card I would look to take. Again, we're talking about standard playable cards. I think this gives Selesnya Tokens a really good card. Some legs to play on, for sure. But we want Incubation. Sure, in this deck. Another good, well, I shouldn't say good, but reasonable. I like Pitless Pontiff. Chillbringer actually is a good card. We'd be happy to take a Chillbringer. This is another tough pack. So I don't know that I don't know that the Guild Mage, it plays with a lot of our cards really well. 2-drop, you know, it would probably, I mean, at this point we're probably not playing any white other than a Sky Tether. Sentinel's Mark goes out. But Law Mage's Binding is really good. I'm actually going to take the Binding here. We have another Geyer here. I don't think our deck is a Reclamation deck. We're at 5 Guild Gates. I could see us taking the Gruul Guild Gate for 6. I could also see us taking the Engineer. But we're kind of running out of top ends. I don't know if we need a second Engineer in this deck. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Guild Gate here. See where we're at. Man, we probably wouldn't play this or this. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're at 20 solid cards right now. So we're looking at 3 more pickups over the next 7 picks minus, or not including this pick. Trying to see if we could kind of get away with picking up another Guild Gate here versus the Engineer. I think to help out our more powerful cards, we're going to pick up the Guild Gate here. So we got another Guild Gate. We have the Drake, who doesn't have a ton of flying creatures. I'm actually going to just take the Guild Gate here. There's really nothing we're really looking forward to playing here. I don't need a 1/3 flyer in white. Root Snare. Could play High Alert. I don't think it really helps us at all. I'm not going to play any of these cards. Not going to play any of these cards. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be happy with another Quench. If anything, Sentinel's Mark, probably not going to play it. Best of 1, so neither of these cards are going to get played. Prying Eyes probably doesn't make our deck. So 42, we need to make 2 cuts currently. Again, Gates and Sentinel's Mark. The only question is, Prying Eyes, do we want to play it over something like Wrecking Beast? Or would we rather have the Sentinel's Mark in here? Or would we rather have our Open Gates? I think we'd rather have the Open Gates. Again, we got a turn 1 play, even though most likely our turn 1 is going to be attempting to drop a gate anyways. Nothing fancy. Nothing way over the top, but I think we got a decent tempo deck in our hands. And then when I talk about tempo, you know, that's when I think about maybe Sentinel's Mark is a better card for us to play in this deck. And I'm thinking maybe I might want to try a 1 of Sentinel's Mark. I really want to keep my 2 drops the way they are, probably. So I'm thinking I'm going to ditch a Coral Commando for 1 Sentinel's Mark. Give it a try. Yeah, reasonable. Don't have any way to push through, any evasion, so that's kind of rough. We do have a Guardian. We do have Familiar that can allow some things to continue to pump themselves. I don't know, we'll see. We got, we got Frilled Mystic and 2 Quenches. It's reasonable. So, yeah. So this is going to be our somewhat shot at Simic, splashing white a little bit, and yeah, we'll see how things go. So, anyways, stick around. We've got round number 1 coming up next. And welcome back to our Ravnica Allegiance Draft number 2. Ready to jump into round number 1 with our Simic deck. Oh, snap. Actually, hold up. Let's see if we can back out of this. I was thinking about something before. I remember seeing this Plains here. I want to get rid of this Plains because we only have 1, 2, 3 white cards, and we have 3 Azorius Guild Gates plus an Open the Gates. I think because we don't need this anytime soon, and I do not want to draw Plains. That said, still think we want a 17th land over an Azorius Locket. But we do have the option of potentially playing a Locket for late game over that 17th land. Like I said, I don't know that I'm a big fan of that. But with this and the Engineer, we may be able to get away with running 16 land and a Locket. Let's go ahead and give it a try. One way to find out. Alrighty. Alright, now we'll jump into it. But I knew I definitely wanted to get rid of that 1 Plains. Now whether we may get to a point where we're going to adjust for it and bring in like a forest or an island. But at this time, we'll give the Locket a run. Other than Quench, we need a forest bad. You're going first. We're on the draw. I'm actually going to keep this, I think. Get enough green sources, and of course, we would draw an island right off the bat. Well, we got plenty of blue sources. Yeah, we probably should counter that. 3 power. No backup. Yeesh. Well, this may be a quick game. very quick game. So I think we play this out. If we draw our Colossus, we could play him next turn. And we are in a hurt. We're just selling out like we're controlled at this point. We got nothing to do. Alright, so here's the question. We're definitely going to play the breeding pool untapped. I don't think we want to play the Guardian yet. It allows us to, you know, Sentinels Mark II. He's just got... Well, everything's going to probably deal 3 damage to anything that he would look to do. But again, the bad thing about the Wayfinder is it just puts it on top of our deck. At this point, I think we got to play the Guardian. We could leave it open to adapt, or we could play the gates and get rid of... I mean, he's got removal for this. I can guarantee you. We could thin our deck a smidge. I don't think we need to buff that. We could respond with like Sentinel's Mark or something. So we're actually going to search for a gate. At least it has vigilance. Gonna kind of have to go for a quick kill here. We are 2 turns away from this, just closing this out almost. Gosh. Oh, what's that? 5, 6. So if he's got land in hand, we're dead. Land in hand kills us. Well, we're dead regardless here. Sadly. Bummer. That was a slow start. I don't know that's enough to get rid of that. Let's think about the Sentinel's mark. Maybe worth it actually. Even like the Resolute Watchdog. So we could take out the locket. Then we're so we could go Torrent Locket for a mark and a planes. Run that way. Again, we're just trying it out. I don't know what's best, but definitely not keeping that hand would be best. Alright, reasonable. Essentially here, we're just going to attack into whatever 2-drop he's got and Sentinel's mark it, or not. Hopefully this lives for Sentinel mark. So we could -2 this guy to like that better and allows us to incubate. Kill 2. He's just gonna hit me with this. We get to incubate here. Look for, yeah, Frilled Mystic. And then if we get it, and if we draw an untapped land, other than the plains, which is nice. This definitely has a much more temple-y feel, by far. We have Quelch, Mystic. We're in a pretty good spot right here because we got Quelch. I keep calling it Quelch. Quench. We got Mystic for the next turn. Yep. Okay. What I'd really like is another 2-drop. Maybe even a Commando here. I don't think there's anything I'd really I mean, because incubation is essentially there. Maybe engineer? I mean, realistically, our curve's 5. I mean, it really is. I think we want to definitely be able to get things out as quickly as possible in this matchup. Okay, I like it. It's a little slow, but that's just where we're at. This deck is with the Guildgate. Question we'd have. The question we were going to have was whether we, play the Wayfinder or Duelist or something along that lines. Maybe our opponent's posed? Nah. Ooh, that's nice. There goes our Ram gang. Ram. I was gonna say, well, we'll go here into our Wayfinder, looking for creature. I think we want the eel over the sneak, just for size, instead of being cute, right? So we could Duelist and Mark all next turn. May not be the best play. I mean, we might have been better off putting down the crab. But just being able to ambush and then play the crab out or the eel next turn. We definitely put our opponent in the tank pretty good, so that's a good thing. Really? Well, that's unfortunate. No point in hanging on to it, or our cover's been blown. Really in a tough position regardless because of our opponent not falling for our tricks last turn. So, what we gotta do. And if we had one more mana, it'd be nice to be able to quench. Just to kill our duelist. Take that trade. I think. Or does he have that skewer? Yeah, dang it. Oh, that's a bummer. We are in some deep turd now. We's dead. Need to draw some good stuff. That's not it. That's a really good game 2. Game 3 is not bad. No, you just... We were hoping to have our opponent fall for a trick, and he didn't. And we're not going to be able to... do much. We get 2 menace guys. We're gonna have to go creature, and even then, we're not gonna be able to make it probably. Boo! Well, I don't know. It wasn't very indicative, I think, of our deck there. Kinda. We're at 15 creature. So if we go back to the locket, well, I think I'm gonna run back to my 41 card awesomeness that I always tend to run. Oh, tends to be my shtick. So, yeah, let's hope that round number 2 fares a little bit better. So, anyways, that's coming up right next. And welcome back to our second draft of Ravnica Allegiance. Currently sitting at 0-1, jumping into round number 2. Our deck fared reasonable when we were the aggressor and able to get an early start. When we had a slow start or didn't have the right color, a little different story. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-bum. 4 guild gates. Seems really good with our ram. We got our colors. We are also playing against potential Simic deck, where the ram is definitely going to be the stalemate breaker in that matchup. We'll be able to play a 4-4 ram, make him a 5-5. I do not like that, so we are going to go here with that. Pass the turn. That's got quench written all over it. Again, Quench sitting here. We're going to just play this out. Pass the turn. So we have potential Frilled Mystic coming at us this time. I don't know if there's one thing we're more worried than the other. We're just gonna lead out with this. See what happens. Yep. Okay. So now we'll play, I think, our Ram. Could get tapped here. I guess theoretically he could have another Frilled Mystic. If that's the case, something's going to get countered probably at some point. But then I'd just be adding a 3-2 to the board. I'm trying to think of anything else you can do. Instant speed. I think we're just gonna pass. Make him waste his turn. Blowout. He's probably got that Frilled Mystic. In which case we get blown out. Yeah, I'm almost positive he's got a second Frilled Mystic there. So if that's the case, we probably play this Guild Gate. That seems like a reasonable. I'm all right with that getting targeted. Well. Okay, we're actually still just going to attack with the Duelist, probably. That's pretty good. Give him a Froggy instead. Yeah. Okay, so Simic on Simic. We know he's rocking probably 2 Frilled Mystics. Prying Eyes. This could go late game. So, one of 2 ways we could play this out. We could go kind of more on the aggro side, just, you know, hopefully it works out just the way it did there. Or we could play for the late game, in which case we add in a Beast and a Prying Eyes. I kind of liked where we were for the most part on that. The only thing, like Wayfinder, could be mediocre here. Yeah, let's go ahead and run it back. It's fine. We'll run it back. Nothing fantastic. So cute. That might have actually should have been the Azorius Guild Gate there. Actually, no, there's no might about it. It should have been the Azorius Guild Gate. So we would have gone Forest, Hybrid, Simic Guild Gate tapped. Allowing us to attack into something and Sentinels mark it. We could get a quench out of this, but then we're a tapped land, so we're not. Then what he does here. Attack into it. He's not going to block it. So we could. Ooh. Is that worth a frilled? Not worth a frilled mystic. Is that worth a Law Mage's Binding? Yeah. Well, now we're just into that pseudo flash counter game, and we've got the 2/2, but the more he's got the mana on us, and now we're just way out in front. We can resolve. What do we want to resolve? Probably just the Ram Gang here. Yeah. Keep calling the Ram Gang. Ain't the Ram Gang. It's our Gatebreaker Ram. So, what do we got here? What are we representing? Chillbringer? wins the game. Well, we tempoed up really well here. 2 games in a row. It's kind of how we drew that bad boy up. So, yeah. Got ourselves an Aegisaur for our triples, and got ourselves back up to 500. So, anyways, I liked that. That turned out really well. Whether that deck little change is what made the difference, or maybe the fact that we faced a little bit slower deck and we had a little better draw. Anyways, don't go anywhere. We got round number 3 coming up next. And welcome back as we continue our draft of Ravnica Allegiance. We are sitting at 1-1, running our way into round number 3. Oh, beans. I was actually going to make... So I was thinking about taking out that Gyre Engineer. Hopefully we just don't draw it this game. I was thinking I'd rather replace it with that the 3/2/3 drop, where we're just a little bit more of a tempo deck, and our curve is essentially 5, and the Gyre can get us there theoretically a turn earlier, 2 turns if we miss land drop, but I think I'm going to keep this. We got green, we got blue. Wayfinder or hybrid can be our turn 2. Incubation. With the, yeah. I'd rather see, you know, another land for, say, the Torrent, but... probably sneak, but I'm not entirely sure here. And we're just talking about the engineer not being in our deck, but go turn 3 engineer. It keeps up our. We can play if we don't draw land. We can play the Shark to Crab. Keeps up Frilled Mystic. But sneak, depending upon the way this game goes, may be able to take over the game as well. So we're actually going to take that. We haven't played with it yet, really either, so hard to say whether we're playing against Rakdos or Orzhov currently. If I had to bet, I'd say Rakdos. And here comes, oh, yep. Saying, here comes the plane. Part of me wants a guild gate, part of me wants a forest. So it's -1/-1, yeah. If it's -1/-0, that'd been fantastic. Oh. So he's got an act of treason coming up next turn for our sneak, which we're just going to sit on. Get a Frilled Mystic it, most likely. Want to draw that extra card. Let's see, does getting to 5 this turn help us out at all? No. We want to trade the Mystic for the Plague, right? Or, yeah. Interesting. So I think we play the Plains, play the Crab, and the Gates. So we could drop the Gate, activate the Crab, tap down their biggest threat, probably get in for, you know, 5 or 6 at least, maybe. All barring on what he's got. He's got removal for the Crab. Then I guess we'll just... Or, depending upon, just plays Big Fatty or Creature and removal, some combination. And we can go with Swirling Torrent. And that's just what we're going to go with here. Just finish this game out. Doesn't matter what order we do this. Alright, so again, we're gonna take out the command, or take out the engineer for the commando, again, just for that power level. And other than that, I think we're good. I think we're gonna try to remind ourselves after this game, hopefully after this game we have the ability to do it. But we'd like to change out that engineer. And again, that's a good thing I want to say we've learned. That the engineer is definitely the ramp Simic and shouldn't be anywhere into the tempo Simic. I don't think, I mean, depending upon what our draws are, I think we're gonna go Gilgate, 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 and play the Familiar on 2. Or on 3, excuse me. Leaving the Mystic open on 4. Yeah. So this is interesting. I think we're gonna go ahead and play out the growth chamber here. If we draw an untapped land, we can play the familiar. If we get a force, we can play the familiar, attack with the guardian, and be able to pump it for 1, but we don't get it, and that's fine. But depending upon what he does, what he has... Ah, shoot, I should have played it. This is where twice I've goofed up on this guild gate. So we could still activate the growth chamber again on our turn, make him a 6/6. Then we just start riding the 6/6 in with Mystic backup. Torrent here. Just like that, we tempo our way into victory. Sweet. Alright. Before we forget, Commando in, Engineer out. Okay, so where's our engineer? There, Commando in. We'll look at it again. There's no. The only other potential 3-drop over the Commando would be the Vampire, which I mean is better in the way that it's got lifelink, but is worse that it has a planes requirement and only 1 toughness. So I don't know how much that's actually going to come up, but I've seen a couple -1 items, so that keeps me a little leery of that. So the other option, we could play Resolute Watchdog. And who knows, maybe we'll get to a point where we'll look to sideboard that in, even just to give it a try. But that's where we're going to sit for now. So we got ourselves to our minimum that we like, get our 2nd win. Hopefully we can get to our 3rd win, which just gives us all of our gems back, and we're playing with house money at that point. So anyways, don't go anywhere. We got round number 4 coming up next. And welcome back to our Ravnica Allegiance draft. Since you were away, we noticed that this backdrop, and I'm assuming a few other of the drops with my new monitors, really blasts that red light and made my face look really, really red. So we brought in our lighting to try to make this look better. It's a lot of work, but we did it. But anyways, so with that said, we are going to get round number 4 underway. Alright, with Gene. Well, we got to reduce costs there. We got to turn to incubation. Maybe some other things going on. We got our colors for the most part. Sure. We don't have a 2-drop, but you know what? We're just a little slower deck-ish because of our land, but I don't see need for white the next turn. Gruel. This is interesting. We want both those cards. Which one do we need more? So the Ram Gang is going to be a 6/6 Vigilance Trample. Seems really hard versus just a 1. Yeah. Especially in the Gruul matchup, I think it's better. Nice draw. Be able to throw our 5/5 down with a Coral Commando. And possibly the following turn play our Gate Colossus. Pretty good. So we're interesting to say the least. Not sure whether I want to keep Quench up or put more pressure on our opponent. Take that. Okay, so we're playing Gruul Splat. Well, hard to say, we only saw 2 cards. My assumption is... well, it could be Rakdos Splashing Green with the Guild Gates, though. Anyways, it doesn't change. I don't think... there's no card we have in our sideboard that we're going to bring in for anything, I think, in any matchup. And the only... oh, I don't think I've played an Azorius matchup yet. Not interested in this hand. A little bit more interested in that hand. So if he doesn't play anything on 2, slow as we are, I'm gonna, well, yeah, I'm going to keep up Quench, then probably play the Breeding Pool into Commando next turn, so we don't fall behind. Okay, now we're going to change that. I'm going to Quench whatever he's going to play, then we're going to Frilled Mystic, then we're going to Chill Bringer, potentially. That's how that works out. Actually, we're gonna play. You know, I'm gonna count on my opponent to keep doing what he's doing. May need the life. This is interesting. We're gonna play Guildgate's Commando. Depending upon what our opponent does. Would have been nice to counter. Well, we got 2 answers to it. I gotta counter because otherwise just getting taken. It's unfortunate that that's what we have to counter, but is what it is. At 9 life, we're gonna need to trade with this juggler probably. Seeing as we only got 2 cards in our hand. We might just get fought by the end game or something too. Gonna need a Colossus at this point, I think. A Ram of our own. That's not gonna help. Well, kinda just drew bad this matchup. Opponent had a better start. Run it back, see if we can just get a quicker draw. Mulligan to 6 that turn as well, so, or that game. I like how my avatar always just keeps changing. I don't know if anybody else's avatar does that. Maybe a setting I have, and I've just never really paid attention to. Not that I really care either, but it's curious. You know, like last time it became Liliana. You know, this time we're a Johnny. And we're Liliana again. I haven't even really noticed it in any other matchup. I'll pay attention to it. 30-ish. But we have our mana, so hopefully we can just draw our stuff. Do we want that to drop now? No. Hopefully we can get to the familiar and the guardian going together. Be nice. Keep it alive. -1/-1 makes it a 2/1. We're good right now. So I think we tether and play our familiar. I think I understand that card wrong. it's not binding. It's not binding. Oh, punt initiated. Whoops. Well, if we lose because of that, that's gonna kind of suck. Ruh-roh Shaggy. Just 2 for 1 to myself. Dang it. We just goofed ourselves hardcore there, too. Stupid auto tap. I wish it was a little bit smarter. Just straight up kill it, please, so I don't have to. Alright, let's think about this. So it costs 2 less, so I need a green and a blue left over. Whoa, no. I can't do this. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Let's dodge removal, please. Please, no removal. Well, that's part of the removal we needed to dodge. Might have been a little risky. We'll find out. That take him to 9. We got 12. They can eat up 4. That's 8. Well, it's still tapped, so we can only eat up 2. So he's got to play a creature here, but then he can't activate that. Okay, life linker. Nope. Say, I don't think it changes the math any. But well. I hope you guys enjoyed that, that really good misplay on my part. I'd like to say that I was just confusing the two, but to tell you the truth, I probably really didn't fully understand that I forgot that it gave it defender, not can't block or attack like the lot mages might do. So, hey. Oh well, we got a third win. So, like I said, right now we're playing with house money. We get our gems back, and we at least walk away with 7 packs. It's nice for a nice little morning of magic. So we're just gonna try to see if we can keep this rolling. Yeah. So don't go anywhere. We got round number 5 coming up next. And welcome back. We are in round number 5 of our Ravnica Draft. The reason why you're coming in right now instead of in the lobby is because we started it and we got bumped from the game. So did a quick little restart and here we are. So looking good. We can turn, depending on what our draws are, we can turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 potential here. So we're going to keep this, play out a Azorius Guildgate. And then we're going to go Forest, Island, Breeding Pool potential. That's solid. So we're actually going to play out our Guildgate here this time. Let's see what this is. Sure, we can trade with that. Now we'll quench it. Depending on what he's got. And we'll probably... yeah. See if he walks into a trap. If not, that'd be great. Good card counter. We're going to play the Sharktail Crab here, though there's a good chance to make it killed. Nope, we'll just tap down the Thrall. Pretty nice. We'll be able to play Eel Commando next turn. We'll play Eel and Growth Chamber Guardian probably. But no. Use up all of our mana. Don't wrath me, bro. I don't know if this is a good attack or not. Silica probably blocks Mystic or that. psych out. Seems like a bad block for our opponent there. So there's a couple cards we can draw there that just finish the match. Would like to draw them, but we won't know, will we? Oh. Alright. One thing I wanted to talk about, like Frilled Mystic. You know, in the one match, in our first Civic matchup, where we knew our opponent was on the second Frilled Mystic and we just didn't play into it. There's times when you have to play into counter spells just to, you know, try to forward your game state. There's other times you have to play around it. Frilled Mystic's one of those I want to play around because it comes with a body. It's not just a counter spell, and so yeah, you'll have to feel that out. Definitely. I like this hand. We'll go ahead and lead with the Zorius one. I think we'll play Breeding Pool untapped. Or do we want to just play an island and Coral or Fairy Duelist this Oligarch? Here's what we're gonna do. Then we'll go ahead and Guildgate and Growth Chamber Guardian, I think. Or do we want to just now play the Coral Commando because of this guy here? Kind of want to promote an attack from that guy. I'd like to trade with the Rudian. Yeah, so I kind of figured. Unfortunately, we can't trade. Our commando is a no-go. Okay, that's fine. Exactly what we want. Man, really wish we had an untapped land here. I'm gonna leave. This is tough. This really is. We're gonna play the You want to say Ram Gang and then Gatebreaker Ram. The Ram. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to keep up the clinch there. I think we want to trade here. If possible. Yeah, we're actually really fine with that. Oh, an idiot though. Gosh dang it, Alex. That's a punt. I didn't rearrange him. Punt initiated. Now I'm just on a 2-turn clock. Ah! That stunk. That was all my fault. All my fault. We're just dead. Dang it! So bad. We don't need a quench up. Yeah. This game's over. At least we get to see a little bit more of his deck. No, we're not seeing any more of his deck. He hasn't seen much more of ours either. Well, being on the play is going to be a difference maker for sure. Well, our block didn't probably end up mattering, but it was still crappy. Do we want this exposed to daylight? I mean, we haven't felt pressured by that card at any point to date, so no, I think we want to just keep it, try to curve out as best we can. Looking for our little adapt, reduce cost boy, whatever his name is. Boom, boom, boom. Reasonable. Depending on what our draw is. If we can draw an untapped land, then I'm happy. Do we go? No. So we could play it out to see if we draw an untapped land, but well, he's got a good start, that's for sure. I'm gonna take 4 here. Got the death touch. That would be not a big, like a ridiculous swing. Hadn't seen that card. It's cool art. This may be bad on my part playing around the Death Touch card, but blocking the Oligarch, trading my Shark Crab, and him getting a 1/1 out of it, gosh, seemed really bad. But we're so far behind. We're getting pressured so hard. We're gonna probably have this done right now anyways. So I don't know why wait until now on my turn is any better. Probably worse. Like I said, I knew it was there the whole time. We're just in a bad position the whole time to do that. And we're so far behind. He just gets to return his Gutter Bones. Probably not getting out of this one. 7, going down to 3 next turn. This definitely seems like a matchup that's bad for Simic. That's not gonna help. Make a 3/3? Is that worth it? Don't have any other reach. This is all bad. All bad, brah. Just did that to make a bigger lizard. A bigger lizard. We're dead. We're dead. So we block that. We lose 2. Just dead. But you know what? That's just the way this goes sometimes. And as we learn the draft format more and more, you know, as we draft these decks, where I don't know, there may be some sideboard cards that help out. You may draft your deck with certain matchups in mind when you're drafting that particular guild, knowing if your weak matchup is Orzhov. Okay, what does that deck look like? What cards help you out in that matchup? Little things to think about as going through, but we're gonna claim our prizes. So we got a free draft out of that, which is nice. You know, we got a free draft. Played some Magic this morning. Got some content for you guys to watch, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So thanks again for tuning in. continue to check out our limited knowledge videos. We've got more coming up tonight, which by the time you see this will be last Saturday, theoretically. We've got the start of our new Modern Light League for 2019. For those of you not familiar with the Modern Light format, I'll try to link that in this video. It's just a great take on the modern card pool with a unique restriction and a unique non-restriction. So hopefully you guys get a chance to check that out. We may get a chance to do a little preview. I've got a video I want to get out today. I don't know if I'll get it up, but it's just a preview of the new Modern Light format with Ravnica Allegiance, some of the cards and what it does, opens up possibilities or changes decks. Kind of the 5 cards we're kind of really looking at. Just a little peek into it. But anyways, like I said, continue to check out any of this stuff. We got some other, hopefully other JTT videos will tie into this as well from our other content contributors. But yeah, anyways, so enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to check us out and continue to play some Magic the Gathering. Have a great day. Alpha out.